What's up, Marco Cash? I guess you was here waiting for me. Sorry to be a little bit late. Sorry we got a different camera angle going on today. Actually, I'm not sorry. I'm just letting you know we got a different camera angle going on today. Due to broadcasting from an unexpected place, unexpected time, but I wanted to make sure I jumped on, give you all some Panther content because there's still news that took place today. And I hope everybody's enjoyed the coverage. If you haven't done so, please check out all my one-on-one interviews with the rookies. Jamie Robinson, Jonathan Mingo. I know I was going to forget one of the guys. Chandler Zavala is still coming up. But nevertheless, there's a playlist, one-on-one exclusive. You'll be able to click on that, check it out. And still want to ask everybody if they could take a moment, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Hit the like button. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. We're getting really, really close. We're just knocking on the door of 8,000, right? So please, if you've already subscribed, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, do so. It really helps me to continue to do what I do, getting these player interviews, coaches interviews. I'm trying to, with the Jets preseason game this Saturday. Normally we'll do our live shows pre-game outside the stadium, but I'm trying to get us to where we can do that on the field this Saturday. Be helpful if you could subscribe if you like that. And also, hey, I work for you guys, so if there's content that you would like to see that you haven't seen, let me know. I'll be sure to try to get that for you. And also, if you love pictures, we have lots of pictures this year, lots of excellent pictures. So be sure to hop on over to Instagram, everything's Charlotte Vibe, just all together one word, and you'll see some really, really good pictures that we got at Jets practice yesterday. I have probably about 15 more that I'm going to put up today, so you'll have a chance to check that out. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and put this link in the comments for you all to join me and ask some questions. That's something that I want you all to get used to, that we'll do when the season starts. We're going to do it regularly for our Monday shows, but I want to go ahead and get people used to coming onto the show, asking a question, stating your comments, whatever you may have to do. And so this video, we're going to go ahead and get into the content of it today. Really just a casual recap of things and a few questions that we'll take. But I'm going to tell you, to be honest with you, I'm happy that I'm sitting inside of an air conditioning place in my office in Charlotte. Wanting to get a little bit of rest because going down to Spartanburg every day for what was 11 and a half days was a lot. So the half comes from today. I'm driving down to camp, and once I get to Gastonia is when I get noticed that practice is canceled, and I happily turned around, came to the office today to work. So that's why it's 11 and a half for me. And you guys probably mad that I got on this red jersey or shirt today, but I think we'll be all right. Doesn't mean I'm Falcons. Lots of media companies have different colors other than the colors of the Carolina Panthers. So let's give some shout outs here. And I'm going to make these screens bigger. I was told that you guys can't see it as well. What's up, Marco Cash? What's up, KPM? Appreciate the love on Instagram. What's up, Jamarcus Anton? I need to put on my glasses, but I'm going to not do it. But I can't see on the screen as well. Joey Geist, great content. Appreciate it. Bro Cam, God bless. Thanks for the content. Appreciate it. And a few more. What is this? I can't say this name, so I'll just put it up here. Appreciate you. All right, so let me go ahead and get this link. Actually, I'm not going to put the link up yet. I'm going to first just touch on some things, and then I'm going to put the link up for the second half. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So practice was canceled today. Second day of practice that was supposed to be had between the New York Jets and the Carolina Panthers was canceled today due to some very bad weather down in Spartanburg. So they decided to call it off for the sake of injuries. The field was pretty soggy. Certainly could have played if they needed to. But since they had such a great practice yesterday, and it really was, I was there to see it in person, really was a good practice. Got a lot of good situations. Got a chance to see Bryce Young going against another defense in 7-on-7. Like all the drills, you got to see Bryce going up against an opponent other than the Carolina Panthers, which I like to see. And I felt like I saw a lot of good things from Bryce yesterday. For me personally, I felt like I saw a lot of decisiveness in his in him quarterbacking, and saw him moving around the pocket pretty well to avoid, sacks, to step to the side and deliver a ball. He seems to know where people are going to be. It's just really, really quick and decisive. Again, it's the word that I keep coming back to, and effective when I think about Bryce Young and his training camp. Let's go over a little bit of what we had a chance to talk with Coach Frank Wright about today. Preseason game is obviously coming up in a couple of days. Again, we will be live, me and my co-host Andre Cassidy, Saturday pregame. During the game, we're on Twitter, and then post-game we'll be live again. So, Coach did not want to reveal the exact plans today for who's going to play, other than saying everybody should play this Saturday. But in terms of what he's looking to get out of preseason, yes, he wants everybody to play. For him, he's saying the score from this weekend and any other games is not going to be a big deal, as much as he just wants to see evaluation of different guys, evaluation of those guys in different situations, and therefore, again, the score is not going to be the most important, just evaluation periods for everyone. In terms of, I think someone just asked a question about the canceled practice. So practice was canceled today due to weather. Yes. So, you comment. They had talked. I think his name is Coach Zelle. I can't say his name exactly for the Jets, but he said they spoke and just decided it was, there's other options, they could move it, but they ran about 85 plays yesterday, which is a ton of plays. That's a ton of plays. And so they actually, both teams got in a lot of good work in terms of number of plays. Now, the Jets may feel like they didn't get in as good a work because toward the end of practice, they were doing like a game simulation in terms of 3 and out, down and distance. And, Aaron Rodgers came in and they went 3 and out, punted the ball. Then on their last series, they had an interception. So from that standpoint, it wasn't as good, but it was good, and that both teams got out a lot of plays. Now, Coach was asked today about guys that stood out, whether it's one guy in particular, like Como, probably saying his name wrong, or if it was a position group. He's really not wanting to single out any group for performance, but when pressed again later on, he did reveal that he is liking the versatility that he's seeing in his tight ends, Tommy Tremble, Ian Thomas, and Hayden Hurst, all having different traits that make them good at what they do, and he's liking the versatility of that group. Mentioned DJ Chark, and that hopefully he stays healthy, and Adam Thielen doing very well for the wide receivers. Also mentioned that the secondary, if they stay healthy, he really loves that. So I think that's something that we're all watching about the secondary. Stay healthy, stay healthy. Dante Jackson and J.C. Horn. But overall, he also mentioned that he's just really impressed with the leadership that he has on this team, knowing that they have a lot of young leaders, Bryce Young being one of those leaders, and Bryce talking about his leadership at one point, saying it's just, he was seen yesterday during practice cheering on the defense and going and giving those guys high fives when they did, the interception or when they had the 3 and out. And he said that for him, that's just, they've been going against each other for weeks. And, you kind of get stuck on I'm just the offense versus the defense. So yesterday they had a chance to play as a team, and he said, we always have each other's back. But it was the first time that they actually played in a team environment. And that was just a natural reaction for him to just go ahead and congratulate the defense on their abilities. But you also have other leaders that are young, like a Brian Burns as well. That's a pretty big leader on this team. And he's happy with it. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and share a little bit about Frank Wright talking on playing time for this weekend from these guys. So hopefully I can quickly bring this up. I kind of forget where I put it. So hold on, let me find this note really quickly. And get ready to join the show and ask me your questions, all right? I'm about to put the link up there in just a second. So this says Coach. All right, here we go. Coach Frank Wright.
Yeah, I think Bryce, Bryce has looked good. He's, continued to progress like the rest of the guys on the team. Obviously, there's a lot of attention and focus on him being the first pick of the draft and being our starting quarterback. So I get that. I think he's checked every box that he was supposed to check through training camp. Taking over the huddle, the leadership, his role of leadership in the locker room and on the field, his command of the offense, the continued physical skill that he has to distribute the ball all over the field are all things that, showed up again and again while we were here. Yeah, I don't know. We're just going to play it by feel. You know what I mean? We want those guys to get in there and get some reps. We just feel like it's, we're at a different stage than our teams. A lot of teams, won't play their starters in preseason. Listen up. We've talked as a team from the very beginning and said, hey, we're going to play in the preseason. We talked to the guys about that up front, and just so that everybody would understand what's ahead of us and just how it's necessary for us to do that. New schemes, new coaching staff, young team, and plus we start the year off with 2 division opponents. So we got to get ready to go.
So there was Coach talking about 2 things: his evaluation of Bryce Young so far this season, which is up through training camp, preseason game. First one is this Saturday. And then him going on to talk about Bryce's playing time this weekend, saying he doesn't know if it's going to be a couple of series, just going to see how it goes and react from there. And also saying that it's something they're going to do throughout the preseason to get these guys some experience, because division games are super important, and our first 2 games are against divisional opponents. I'm hoping that Bryce gets more than one series. I would hope at least 2. It doesn't have to be a ton, because they're playing against a team they just really played against just yesterday. And again, with that team, they ran 85 plays. So they got a lot of good work from that team. So I don't feel like they're going to feel like they need to see him for more than 2 series, but I hope it's a 2. I feel like that would be a good amount. And I think the number of series depend on if it's a 3 and out. I'm pretty sure Bryce will not want to come out and only do 1 series on a 3 and out. So if that first series is a little bit longer, then it's a little bit more up in the air about what the rest of the series will be like. Additionally, we had a chance to speak with Adam Thielen, and he spoke about Bryce highly, of course, just saying that one thing that he feels like Bryce gives them is, because he's been able to learn things so quickly, and it just feels like he's already been a pro, doesn't feel like he's a rookie. It says, yes, he's still a rookie, and he's still going to have some rookie mistakes, but he feels like with the IQ that Bryce has in terms of football and his execution at that position, that they're going to be ahead of a lot of other teams on average that has a rookie quarterback, because of how ahead he is with his IQ. I know at one point there's been talks about how Bryce has helped with some of the protection schemes and things like that early on as a rookie, which doesn't happen really. It's unheard of for rookies, and not even all veterans have that kind of involvement with the coaches in terms of planning things out. So I think that's something to be optimistic about in terms of the success or the possible success of this team, is that you have a quarterback that's allowing you to be a little bit ahead of the curve of what you would expect for a rookie, even though, again, you're going to expect some mistakes, but you got to be on the side of a lot of optimism for what Bryce can do for this team. And since this is Adam Thielen saying that they could have a bigger jump than most with their rookie quarterback because of the intelligence of Bryce. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this link into the video, into the comments, so that you all can join me. So again, these shows are live for the purpose of you coming on and interacting, asking me questions or stating your comments. So I'm going to give me a second to put this in the comments. All right, so I just put that in the comments for anybody that wants to join. We're probably gonna have about 10 minutes that I'll be able to have question and answers going on. I got one more video that I am going to share with you. Let me get it ready first. Let me make sure I have this video ready for you. I think everybody will enjoy this video. Let's see. All right, so I got it. So earlier this week in my videos, in which I have the highlights from practice, and if you haven't checked it out, it's on the channel, so just go and check out the link for the videos. It was a play in which Bryce throws a completion and he looks away before the wide receiver catches it. So I had a chance today to ask Andy Dalton about the Stephon Curry-esque play of Bryce Young. So I'm going to first show the video, and then you'll see or hear Andy's comments.
Well, Bryce, his anticipation, being able to see windows early is one thing that, it really stands out. And so giving him opportunities to be able to anticipate, for him to be able to play in rhythm, play on time, and, he's really accurate with the ball. So I think with all that, we're doing things that he's doing things that he's done before, and things that he's really comfortable with.
And I actually saw him sometimes throw the ball and then look away before the receiver caught that. Did you happen to see any of that?
Him doing what? Sorry, say that again.
Yeah, doing some drills with the receivers, not during the team session, but he'd throw the ball and he'd look away before the receiver caught that. Have you seen him do that?
Yeah, it's kind of part of how he plays. It's kind of like who he is. He's when I've described Bryce, it's like he's playing basketball. Some of these throws that he's able to make, he's finding windows, passing lanes, and being able to get our guys the ball. So that's definitely part of just his game. And
yeah, so though that sounds cut off, that was the extent of Andy's comments to, again, the look away pass by Bryce Young earlier this week in practice. It was not in the Jets, it wasn't in a team drill, but it was pretty cool of a feat to see him do. So again, I have the link out there. I'll give you tongue-tied, give you all a moment to see if anybody wants to jump on and ask a question or state a comment. And I'll also go back and look and see if there's some comments that I missed that I can comment on before I get off of here. Like the video, please, if you're still watching and you haven't done so. And if you're watching and haven't subscribed, let me know why. What can I do to earn you subscribing to the channel? But really would like your support in getting to 10,000 subscribers before the start of the regular season. So we have about 2 more weeks to go before that. All right, here we go. I'm gonna have to throw on my headphones for a second. Let's see. 1 second, Andre. I got to throw on my headphones so there's not feedback. What's going on, sir?
What's going on?
Appreciate you joining me here.
No, man, I'll be trying to wait on somebody else to get on. Man. I ain't gonna leave you hanging though.
Hey, lead by example, right?
Yes. So today when I was going through my YouTube shows, they said that the Jets left tackles wasn't good. Did you see anything like that, or was they getting beat? Or I know they said one of our guards got benched and they put in another guard, but Aaron Rodgers was like they need left and right tackle because I think one of theirs was hurt. But that's what they said on I think it was ESPN. So
yeah, so the line part I'm not able to watch too closely. I'm trying to watch it at a different level, at a more broad level, because if I just focus in on the line, then I might miss some things with Bryce and the receivers. And I don't have 2 guys out there right now where I can have a second set of eyes. So I can't really say particularly which player was kind of getting beat on the Jets, but I can say overall that they were getting pressure on Aaron Rodgers, especially in the last part of the practice in which they were doing team and simulating game. And particularly Brian Burns, I know it's been put out there a lot on social media. He beat his guy. This was in a drill with a spin move, but he also got to Aaron during the team drill. So the good thing for the Panthers, regardless of who they had out there, is our line was getting pressure on on Aaron, to the point where he had no completions during the team period, the last team period. So that's impressive.
Yeah.
Do you have one more before I got you off here?
No, I'm good.
All right, man. Good to see you. Appreciate you jumping on.
No problem, man. Hopefully they stop leaving you hanging.
They nervous, man. They nervous, and usually I wait till the regular season to do a lot of it. But we'll keep it going.
Yeah, I'm here though. I'll be watching.
I appreciate you, man. Take it easy.
You too.
All right. So I got about 2 more minutes. If anybody wants to jump on, not afraid to show your face and ask a question, whether you're on your cell phone or at the computer. Welcome you to join and ask a question, and I'll finish going through these comments here to see if there's anything else before I jump off. Set your alerts, because I will be doing some more videos. Hadn't yet decided on that exact schedule, but there was lots of content that was gathered from the weeks being down in Spartanburg, and I want to just have a chance to get that together in a little bit more organized fashion before I do another video on that. What's going on, Allie Broderick? Thanks for saying welcome back. You look cool and relieved. Yeah, man, it was tough out there. As you can see, I changed my whole dress so that I could be able to not be baked down there in Spartanburg. So new outfits for sure. What does this say? We need more red stuff or different color Panthers gear. No, we don't need more red stuff. It's my logos, man. It's my colors. Let me see if I can talk to Jamarcus. Let's see. What's going on, Jamarcus?
What's going on?
Did I say the name right?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna leave you hanging myself. Everybody got all them questions in the comments, but don't nobody want to show their face.
Yeah, y'all get to see me every day and pick on my colors of my clothes and everything. Come on now.
But my question is, now, do you have any word on if what's his name, Chavala is going to have any kind of preseason appearance?
Hey, that's a really good question, and I didn't have a chance to ask Coach that question. I know that he did progress with, being in pads and participated in some individual drills.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that one. I can try to find out and update you guys with a post later on today, but I'll try to find out some answers to that one.
Okay. And this is not a question. This is more of a statement, especially to the Carolina Panthers. I think what Coach Reich is doing is actually smart. Being injury-wise, you would want your players to play during preseason for the simple fact you don't want them to go through training camp and burn all that energy, basically burn the energy high, and then preseason use no energy, and then start the season use energy, because that is how people tend to get hurt.
Yeah, was that your last statement?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and respond to that, but I appreciate you jumping on, and hopefully I'll see you back on again.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So yeah, I agree that I want to see the starters play, and I think it's a lot to ask guys to just go and perform at this really high level when they haven't had the chance to do that in a game environment. Now, you don't have to play them all the way through. You don't have to play them for 2 quarters or anything like that. But, for this game this Saturday, I would see that the starters will not play too much, because they really just got a ton of reps, some really physical football. There was 3 or 4 skirmishes because of it. I remember seeing a hit that was delivered by Terrace Marshall after he caught the ball, pretty physical hit that he delivered to the cornerback. There was another play where Bryce throws to Tommy Tremble. Tremble catches the ball running towards the out, and he gets hit so hard that I literally see tons of sweat just flying from the contact. So there's a lot of good contact down in Spartanburg where I don't feel like you're going to see the starters that much. Now, the last 2 games, which will be against the Giants and the Detroit Lions, because they are not joint practices, then yeah, I would feel like you could see and should see the starters for enough time to get their heart rates up, get some very physical exercise going in there so that you're not so winded, which happens all the time these days because these guys don't play full games where they're not so winded. When that just makes me randomly think about that, and I just lost my thought. But anyway, Justin Houston, our new acquisition, he's an older guy, and he held out as long as he could, so he is going to have about 3 weeks to go before the regular season. He was after practice on Wednesday just running sprints to continue to do some conditioning for himself so that he could be a force to be reckoned with on this team. So appreciate the 2 guys that were willing to come on live. Again, all these shows are going to be live for the purpose of you all coming on, asking your questions, or just making your statements. So I hope that you'll get used to doing that and join me on the live shows. I'm at my 30-minute mark. Got some other things to do. Appreciate all the questions that are coming in. I'll do my best to go back and answer those, but do me a favor, shut your notifications so that you can catch me when I do go live again to talk more news and updates regarding the Carolina Panthers. Chris Jenkins for Charlotte Vibe. Talk to you later.